5 signs of an unhappy child. Astonishingly, you might be the reason behind your child's unhappiness. Hi friends, welcome to Marriage Realities, a comprehensive relationship channel. Today's video is all about the reasons behind the unhappiness of your child. You might be shocked to know that your child is many a time unhappy because of you. You feel you're doing everything you can for the happiness of your child, aren't you? This is the reason you're shocked when you're accused that you could be the reason behind the unhappiness of your child. Naturally, you disagree with this accusation about you as a parent. How can I be the reason behind the unhappiness of my child when I do everything to make him or her happy? You justify yourself. Quite true. Indeed, work yourself threadbare for the betterment of your child. Forgo many of your personal desires to fulfill the wishes of your child. It's very true that your child enjoys incredible materialistic well-being. But does your child enjoy emotional well-being? You do not have an answer to this question. Most of you think that fulfilling the materialistic wishes of your child is your foremost parental duty. You're wrong. Focusing just on giving materialistic well-being to your child is your foremost parental blunder. It is sad that you're more concentrated on making your child enjoy the best materialistic things in life than make him or her feel your love. Do you think buying the best things for your child makes you a good parent? Sadly, it does not. Parental duty does not end in providing your child with materialistic things. It is your parental duty to make your child feel emotionally fulfilled. It is a harsh fact that modern children are very rich in gadgets but very poor in happiness. Shall we see the top signs which showcase that your child is very unhappy? The number 1 sign of an unhappy child is being a loner. Does your child spend most of his or her time alone? Does your child feel uncomfortable in your company? Is your child always withdrawn and morose with you? These are all top signs of an unhappy child. It is very unnatural if your child is emotionally withdrawn from you. When your child acts reserved with you, there must be some valid reasons behind his or her behavior. The taciturn behavior of your child signals that you are very strict and stringent with him or her. When you keep reprimanding your child, he or she feels deeply hurt. When you use hurting words against your child, his or her tiny word shrinks in agony and anguish. Unless you rectify your parental mistakes, your child might completely withdraw away from you as he or she grows into an adult. Here's a solution to handle the withdrawn behavior of your child. Do not be too harsh towards the small mistakes of your child. Do not keep on advising or preaching your child. He or she does not like it a wee bit. Do not keep commanding your child. It makes your child feel slavish. On the contrary, you should always be a friendly parent. When you're friendly, your child likes to spend his or her time with you. The number 2 sign of an unhappy child is throwing temperamental tantrums. When you do not understand the childish needs of your child, he or she throws up tantrums to draw your attention to him or her. When your child is unhappy, he or she throws things around in an unruly manner. Your child yells at the top of his or her voice to make himself or herself heard. Your child refuses to obey you, however much you try to bring him or her to control. Why does your child behave in such a disobedient manner? When you do not spend quality time with your child, he or she feels very lonely and unattended. When you do not listen to what your child has to say, he or she feels that you do not care for his or her emotions. When you cite your tiredness and thrust away your child, he or she feels uncared and unloved by your unthinking attitude towards him or her. So, when your child wants your attention, he or she grabs it by throwing temperamental tantrums. Bottled up resentment of your child against you makes him or her behave violently many a time. Here is the solution. Understand the reason behind the temperamental tantrums of your child. Also, understand the simple fact that your child wants you to spend quality time with him or her. So, thrust aside your tiredness to let your child share his or her emotions with you. Make your child understand your love by spending fun time with him or her. The number 3 sign of an unhappy child is persistent lying. An unhappy child always lies to you. Your child lies to hide his or her mistakes from you. Your child does not confide about his or her activities to you. Your child does not talk about his or her day in school. Why does your child persistently lie to you? The mistake yet again lies with you. You do not let your child behave mischievously at home. You want your child to behave like an adult even at home. Punish your child in many ways. Shut your child in a dark room. Spank your child for his or her tiniest mistakes. You use abusive words, not understanding how much you make your child unhappy. What happens when you're constantly punitive towards your child? Your unhappy child is terrified of you. He or she wants to escape from your harsh punishment. Your child begins to lie to escape your anger. Solution: remember that your child is very young. So, your child is bound to make mistakes. Your child will learn many precious lessons from his or her mistakes. So, never be too punishing. Talk to your child in a friendly manner about the mistakes he or she is committing. Never spank your child. It hurts him or her emotionally. Be a friendly and understanding parent. The number 4 sign of an unhappy child is refusing to eat. When your child is unhappy, he or she refuses to eat. When you question your child about it, your child complains that he or she does not have appetite. When your child refuses food, it clearly signals that your child is suffering tremendous emotional stress. Are you wondering how your child can be suffering from emotional stress at such a young age? Age is not a factor to feel unhappy. Being unhappy is related to your mind. So, understand that your young child also has a mind of his or her own. There are many things you do which makes your child feel very unhappy. You compare your child with others. This is one habit your child dislikes, however young he or she might be. When you constantly compare your child with others, his or her confidence takes a beating. Your comparison makes your child feel so inferior about himself or herself that he or she does not feel like eating. Solution: remember that losing appetite might hinder the health of your child. Understand that your child has his or her own pace of learning. Your child cannot have the talent of others, just as others cannot have the talent of your child. So, be encouraging and not discouraging. The number 5 sign of an unhappy child is he never interacts with you. It is very unnatural when your child refuses to talk with you. When your child replies in monosyllables to your questions, it clearly shows that your child is not comfortable interacting with you. When your child spends lonely hours playing video games or before the computer, it just means that your child is isolating himself or herself from you. Solution: unless you're friendly with your child, he or she will refuse to interact with you. So, do not raise your voice against your child. Use lot of endearments when you're talking with your child. The child adores it. There are times your child might talk out of the way. Overlook it. Ask your child about the day in school. Talk to your child about sports and movies. When you're friendly with your child, it makes him or her unbind himself or herself towards you. Does this video make you understand that an unhappy child is a byproduct of your behavior? Be an understanding parent to realize what your child really wants from you. Otherwise, your child will drift too far away from you, making you a lost and miserable parent. Marriage Realities will have many such relationship eye-openers. Subscribe to my channel to understand your marriage in a new light. Press the bell icon for updates about my latest relationship videos. Make love forever and death do us part your relationship goal.